I'm Jeff Lima, your host and guide in this journey. I work at the Woodland Park School District in Colorado, and here in the mountains, we use Summit Learning. Now, what is it and how does it work is what we're going to be focusing on in this series of videos. Summit Learning, first of all, is an attitude. It's a philosophy of education, a method of teaching that comes along with a very strong content so to help personalize teaching and learning. It focuses on the development of 21st century skills, which we'll talk more about later. It's also a platform because the developers of this philosophy realized that in order to achieve what they wanted to, they needed a new tool that didn't exist yet. And so they got together with some very smart people and designed an actual portal that allows you to do things that I've always wanted to see as a teacher. So when I found it, I was like, my gosh, that's what I always needed. It's a tool that allows students to engage their own process of self-direction, where they make their own goals and track those goals and uh, pick their own resources to do their learning. It allows teachers and students to work together in mentoring partnerships where we can use data to help each other get better. They also engage in sharing resources and communicating, and more importantly, tracking student learning in a way that's so user friendly and so accessible to both parents and students and teachers that you can see exactly where students are, where they need to be, how they can get there, and all along the way, you can give a lot of feedback. It's not so focused on grades, it's a focus on the growth, on the taking the multiple opportunities to improve. I love everything about it. For 15 years, I looked for something like this, and for those 15 years, they were developing it. Summit Public Schools work in conjunction with education organizations and leaders in the acclaimed learning community of scientists, researchers, and academics to develop this philosophy, this platform, this system. There's a lot of research that you can find linked on the description of this video, and also the link is on the screen here too, but it's not a clickable link, to actually see the research that shows that this is the way, that this is a great tool that actually works for students all across the spectrum and of all different types. So trust me on this, or look at the data. But whatever you do, engage in this journey with me to see what's the whole deal about Summit. Basically, it actually is applied differently by each school. Each school will design it in its own way. But all schools will basically work with three components: mentoring, projects, and self direction in order to achieve three student outcomes: cognitive skills, content knowledge, and habits of success. Cognitive skills are basically another word for life transferable skills, the 21st century skills that we want students to achieve, like communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity, those four C's. But we get these skills by practicing the content. So the content is the backdrop that allows us to practice the skills. But when we do content in Summit, it's not about memorizing. It's about applying those concepts in complex, challenging, real life ways. Then there's the habits of success, mindsets and sets of behaviors that allow students to develop a sense of achievement and well-being that can be transferable to their lives as well. Make them become better people, better thinkers, better students, better citizens. Summit does this in three different ways: by engaging in mentoring, which is a one-on-one connection between an anchor teacher at the school and a student, where they actually practice the process of making goals and reflecting on them together. Then you have self-direction, which is this idea of students engaging in a learning process where they're in charge of setting goals, making plans, actually affecting those plans, and then trying to demonstrate the skills and content they learned throughout it, and finally reflect upon it. And then there's the projects, or in math, problem-based learning, where students engage in real-life scenarios to practice those skills, to develop the habits of success, to actually access the content. This is a really special thing. I hope that you join me for the rest of these videos where I'll be talking more about what Summit is and how it works, starting with these components that we use. I'll see you then, and let's Summit together.